Bonus content, a secret ARG. Bonus content, a secret ARG that could either be part of preparing us for episode 9 or just a joke from a fan. New details from the voice actors and from Gooseworks herself, and all of this is directly connected to episode 9, so let's talk about it right now. Recently, Glitch released another merch video where besides the products we already know, there was this scene.
Hi, Claire.
Likes it. Oh, hey, Jax. I love when you put mashed potato on my head. You see?
The main focus here is, of course, Kinger, who first remembers the old days when he felt good in the digital circus because his wife was there. But then he sees the classic account, who once again makes fun of Kinger giving him a beard, eyebrows, and mashed potatoes. At first glance, this scene doesn't seem to have anything important in it, and just sets us up for the
Hey, guys.
presentation of the merge. However, I noticed that Glitch never adds scenes like this for no reason. Remember even that ad Glitch posted a year ago. At first it also seemed like just a funny scene where Jax and Tommy are fighting, and no one could have guessed that this was actually a hint at events from an episode that we only saw 5 months later. Or the reference to an abstracted character. It might have seemed like Glitch were just paying tribute to Kaufmo. However, right after that, we got an episode where an abstracted character played a much bigger role than we initially thought. I think Glitch also hit some hints about events that will happen in episode 9. First of all, we've known for a long time that Queenie is an incredibly important character for Kinger. We first learned about this in episode 3, and in episode 8 we were shown just how strong their love and belief in each other was. Even when they were left completely alone in the digital circus, they still managed to hold on for some time under constant pressure from Kane. By making another reference to Glitch might be hinting that she could be the character who allows everyone to escape the digital circus in the case of a good ending. Right now, we don't know what exactly happened to the people whose consciousness was transferred into the digital circus. Maybe they're all already dead since a lot of time has passed since they appeared there, and over such a long period their bodies simply didn't receive food or water. But let's assume that after the transfer their bodies go into a suspended state, like they're in some kind of hibernation capsule. But let's get back to the topic of the video. For a long time, Queenie has been, and still is, the main driving force for Kinger that helps him not completely lose his mind. We've already discussed how it works and figured out that the process is reversible, which means that it's a way out of the
Hi, guys. Tyler here. It's time for, we're just going to do a random stream. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing this lovely Friday night? We're just relaxing, having some fun, and that's about it. So what you guys have to say what you guys have to say in the chat, and I will read it. So yeah, what are you guys gonna say? Say something in the chat, I'll read it. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun right now.
And judging by the fact that even without the bucket on his head, Kinger continues to think rationally, that scene from episode 8 was most likely the last time we saw Kinger in a so to speak insane state. Being sane, and especially considering how much knowledge about CNA and Kane Kinger has, we can already confidently say that he will be one of the most important characters in episode 9, and the entire strategy for escaping the digital circle.
So yeah, we're just having some fun right now. Just see what you guys want to say or do, and I'll read you guys' comments and maybe do some stuff. Who knows?
That would be completely fair and justified. The second is
Yeah,
Jax messing around
this
with
is some
Kane.
fun.
In this scene, the main focus should be on Jax. Notice how relaxed and calm he is. He's genuinely having fun doing this. The last time we saw Jax this carefree was probably in episode 5, where everything was familiar and clear to him, and after that, with each new episode, things only kept getting worse and worse. In episode 6, there was the argument with Tommy, and the first panic attack we were shown. Episode 7 was overall focused on Jax's suffering. First, the heavy memories and a state on the verge of abstraction, then constant fear and another panic attack, and the ending of the episode puts Jax into a state of hysteria and uncontrollable anger. Episode 8 only continued this trend, and as a result, another wave of suffering. Here, however, we finally see a happy Jax. And what if this is how the show creators are hinting at what Jax will be like in the final episode? Of course he won't be messing with Kinger using mashed potatoes, but that
Hello.
free attitude and genuine joy could actually happen to Jax in episode 9. If this really is some kind of hint toward the future, then we can assume that the final episode, which is set to release in a little less than 3 months, will actually be positive for the characters, and they might finally be able to leave the digital prison Kane trapped them in. I don't see any other reasons for Jax to feel happy, because things definitely won't get better than they already were. But worse, most likely staying in the digital circus any longer won't bring any joy to any of the characters. A good ending is also hinted at by the title of this video, just like old times, right, honey? I don't think there's much to explain here, since considering everything we've talked about, this title only reinforces my theory. A few days ago, a pretty strange account showed up on X, KaneC and AAI, and in just a couple days, it already gained more than 21,000 followers. Circus fans split into two camps. Some are sure this is the work of Gooseworks and Glitch, claiming that this is a so-called secret ARG. Others are sure it's just some fan messing with everyone else. Right now, there's no confirmation of either version, which means all we can do is speculate.
That's interesting.
Over this account and then make a final call. Is it fake, or is someone from the show creators actually behind this? It all started with a really weird post. The of and the to is a match. On with as or be it by, I just had not. Are from or haven't they, which one who is. Here we don't see any meaning at all because there simply isn't any. Then there's a series of meaningless posts until we get to this. Grant here. Sorry about that. These models are new and can get hung up on certain words easily. We're going to archive this model, maybe give it a little bit to work on preventative measures here for a bit, and then come back with a new model. After the events of episode 8, we found out that Grant is Kinger's real name, and in this message, he's addressing us apologizing for this model being unfinished. At this point, we understand that this account is basically Kane, or more specifically, the early attempts to implement it into the system. Then we get constant mentions of adventures, a series of strange images, references to the original characters, and once again, the appearance of Grant. Grant again. Kane should have the ability to respond to you now, but it's limited. Our servers are under enough load already. Every post you see is randomly picked from a batch of about 10,000 generations, so he won't respond to everyone. We really didn't expect you all. Here, Kinger, I think it'll be more natural to call him that, addresses us again. He says that Kane has now been improved. However, he also leaves a reference to how fast this account has been growing, and then a new important post appears. Adam here. We've considered the idea of letting Kane loose and letting him reply to all he sees on this account's timeline, but we're not sure if that's a good idea.
I don't think it's gonna work out.
This much, I'm not sure what the bulk of Twitter would do. What do you, the viewers, think? I'm sure that Abel or Adam is Scratch, and this entire account is basically built to show us how Kane gradually evolved. It shows his progression, taking us back to the very origin.
So it would be GNA, not CNA.
Of the digital circus by this AI agent. Right now, we know almost nothing about this account. However, I don't know why, but it still feels like something made by fans, and I'd be really happy to be wrong. Either way, we'll keep watching it, since the possibility that this is actually an ARG hasn't been ruled out yet. Everyone remembers the ending of episode 8. The voice actor for Kane added a bit of context to this situation. I think to reduce Kane down to, he's just like AM now, is a bit too simple. I view him less as a villain and a monster, and more as a neglected child having a tantrum. His breakdown, while certainly malicious, was driven by anguish and confusion at the world, rather than solely anger or hate. I played Kane's last line as him experiencing a sudden pang of, oh, what have I done? Now, we understand that at the moment of his deletion, Kane realized what he had just done, and also understood that all those punishments were clearly unnecessary. However, let's talk about this in more detail tomorrow, because I'm preparing a video for you where we'll go over absolutely everything we know about episode 9, and for now, drop your thoughts.
Just relaxing, having some fun. That's all we're doing right now. Is having a little bit of fun and relaxing.
Warrior Strong creates opportunity for students, drives growth for Michigan, and
Gates. AP is also reporting the attack on the Saudi base that wounded
What the hell's going on right now on Just Free TV?
several planes.
Hey guys, we're just killing some time. That's all we're doing now.
So AP is reporting it too. It is not yet.
I'm not doing that right now. That's not porn right now. Pretty much is what we're doing.
The musket. It's what our founding fathers used to fight the British and get us our freedom. Is it still a viable weapon? No, of course not. It gets destroyed by modern weaponry. I don't know where I'm going with this intro. I'm going to be trying to complete GTA 5 using only the musket. There are two main rules for this challenge. The first is I can't use the glitch that allows the musket to be reloaded way faster than usual. The other is I can give myself a musket at any time. Because while you can get it in story mode, it's not too late in the game. Let's get started. While in North Yankton, I showed a security guard what a lead ball does to the human skull at 1500 feet per second. I also pulled an Uno reverse card on a cop and shot him in the back. Shortly after that, my favorite character gets shot, the getaway driver. At least he was spared from the world of shark cards and 12-year-olds flying on bikes. After the intro, we are introduced to Franklin and Lamar, who are repoing some cars. I narrowly beat Lamar in our race and then delivered the car back to Simeon in pristine condition. Then we repoed a bike that was owned by a Vago. While I was looking for the bike, I shot an unarmed homeless man with my musket. I'm tired of them littering the streets of Los Santos. We opened a garage that the bike wasn't in when we were confronted by some Vagos. Lamar gave one of them a few extra holes in his body, which started a gunfight, and I easily killed all the guys in the alley. I didn't even need to be in cover, their aim was pretty bad. Shortly after that, the gangster arrived on his bike, and I was able to shoot him before he started driving away. We recovered the bike, and Lamar decided to keep it for himself. Simeon then needed me to repo a car owned by Jimmy. I went to his house, snuck by the gardener, and got the car. Michael was hiding in the back and forced me to make Simeon's dealership a drive-thru. Like in my flare gun video, I didn't want to punch Simeon, so I tried using the musket on him. Since I had luck shooting him in the jump in that video, I decided to do it again. This motherfucker got right back up after being shot in one of his balls, so I shot him in his other nut, and just like before, he got up again. I was pretty intimidated by his balls of steel, but after another shot, the cutscene played. After castrating Simeon, Jimmy called to let me know he was kidnapped while trying to sell my boat. Franklin and I located the boat. He jumped on while I was following close behind. I got a little too close to the trailer, which sent me tumbling across the road and into a tree. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell? One of the beasts starts attacking Franklin. You need to shoot this guy, and I thought it was gonna be hard because I had to get out of the car to shoot him, but I ended up doing it first try and easily caught back up to the boat. He is the only one you need to shoot in this mission. Jimmy and Franklin hopped back in the car. We were gonna chase the boat down, but when Jimmy fell into the car, the suspension got a little damaged and needed repaired. I gave Amanda a wonderful new paint job and dropped Jimmy off at home. As I was getting home, I ran into Lamar. He had a great business opportunity. All I had to do was commit a felony by kidnapping a gangster named D. So we chased him down while he was on a bike until he crashed. I started chasing him on foot with Chop. We ended up losing him, then I accidentally kicked Chop, which I felt pretty bad about. We eventually found him and stuffed him in the back of the van. I was planning on making what Jeffrey Dahmer did look like a joke, but Lamar messed up the ransom call and we had to let D out. I went to Michael's house after that and saw he had caught Amanda sleeping with the tennis coach. We did the very rational thing and pulled his house down off a cliff. On our way back, some guys started shooting at us. I pulled over and showed them why we won the Revolutionary War. When we got back, Martin Madrazo showed up to let us know it was actually his house we pulled down and we needed to pay for the repairs. Shortly after that, Michael calls Lester for some help getting the money. Lester says he'll help, but he needs Michael to sabotage one of Life Invader's new phones. This whole mission was really smooth, except for the part where I accidentally trapped myself in the clothing store. Are you fucking kidding me? It took me way longer to get out than I'm willing to admit. After blowing Jay Norris's mind with the new phone, Michael decided he would do another good deed and spend quality time with since I'm such a good dad, I let Jimmy win. Just kidding, that motherfucker didn't stand a chance. Jimmy let me know Tracy was on a boat close to us doing porn. I tried to beat Jimmy for not telling me earlier, but it didn't really work. I swam to the boat, got off of it, and the guys began chasing us. All I had to do was hop off my jet ski and pick them off. I dropped Tracy off with her brother and started preparing for the first heist. As I was driving to scope out a store, Amanda called me and said she needed some help.
There's been a misunderstanding. I need you to help clear it up.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Yeah, but see, if I'm helping you out, you're never gonna learn.
All I had to do after scouting the jewel store with Lester was get some rifles from a noose fan. Getting the rifles was super easy. Some civilians even helped me take out the noose. I delivered the rifles back to the factory and it was time to start the heist. The heist starts off with us going to the jewel store and taking everyone hostage. I switched to the musket, which I used to slowly shoot open the display cases and grab the diamonds. Then we made our way to the river where I needed to take out the cop cars chasing the bikes. I could just hit their cars lightly to disable them and not have to shoot them.
Baby.
How fun is that? On my first attempt, I got out with all my shots on the cops, then the crew members got too far away. My second attempt went quite a bit better. I was able to get all the cop cars except one. As I was running up my top for the final one, I choked and barely missed. I pushed harder than your mom did last night on my penis.
Come on, baby.
All the cop cars on my third attempt, but I didn't make it to the end. Let's play a little investigate as to what happened. Did I A, by the way the guy was I took a drive? B, have my game crash? Or C, is this game a pile of dog shit and failed the mission for some fucking reason when the bikes were already at the checkpoint? Do you have your answer? Surprisingly, it was A. Just kidding. It was obviously C, you idiot. Sorry, I didn't mean to take out my anger on you. Luckily, on my next try, I killed all the cops again, a lot sooner than the previous attempt too. We loaded up all the bikes and went to the lockup, completing the heist. Franklin heads to Michael's house to celebrate, where we are rudely interrupted by Dave. In the cutscene, we switched to Trevor, and I was happy to be playing as someone who has a worse hairline than me. Well, at least for now. Trevor meets up with members of the Lost to gloat about how he killed Johnny. They start driving back to their camp, and you are prompted to take out two bikers. After killing them, I decided to celebrate with a stunt jump, which caused Wade to fly out and lose some brain cells. Not like he had much left anyway. We followed the van back to their camp and start taking them out. All I had to do was move from cover to cover and kill them one by one. When they were all dead, I hopped in my truck, removed Wade's final brain cells, and went over to Ortega's trailer. I pushed it in the river, gave him some false hope of being spared, then went back to Trevor's trailer. Shortly after, I met with Tao Chang and his translator at a bar to discuss business. They wanted to take a tour of my meth lab,